There's a definition that if you're like socially maladroit, that you're a nerd. Or that if you're really focused on one particular thing, that you're a nerd. If you talk to other folks, they'd say like, if you like certain types of TV shows or video games, then you're a nerd. And I'm not the nerd definition police. So I'm sort of like, if you think that you're a nerd, you're more than welcome here with us at Nerd Night.
The way it was explained to me is it's just a bunch of people getting together talking about nerdy things, technology, and I was really impressed by the turnout. I think we had 70-some people here by my count.
There's been a lot of chatter on our Facebook about whether we're real nerds or faux nerds and what is a nerd, and I really think that for me it's really about information exchange, and I think if you're passionate about learning and you're passionate about information, I think that there's a little bit of a nerd in all of us.
In Michigan, Ann Arbor is a really good place for nerds. It's a huge intellectual focus. You have a lot of things going on that people can attract to. Talks from the university, talks in the area.
One of the things I love about Ann Arbor is that people are really approachable and it's easy to get to know people and make new friends. And that Nerd Night is a total example of that, and that people were willing to collaborate and share their expertise and share their skills and work together to make an event really fun and awesome. And I just hope that we'll be able to continue that in the future and that more people will have a chance to share in this experience.
And so Liz and I kind of partnered up, and it wasn't until Amber joined our group of co-bosses that we were really able to kind of get all our social media off the ground and really formulate a lot of our ideas into an actual event.
We didn't really expect like people to already know what it was or people to flock to it, but I mean we had a lot of people here. We were packed in, and we had a lot of people that unfortunately couldn't come in. Very cool.
My name is Kristen Cederquist, and I am a nanoparticle scientist. So my presentation was on nanoparticles, which are really small particles that are really revolutionizing the way that we do medical diagnostics and materials today. So nanoparticles, in addition to being my life, are really an interesting turn that science is making towards things on a smaller scale, building blocks on a smaller scale, controllable substances on a smaller scale that we can build up to be more tailorable and customizable for applications that we want to move forward with. The impact of nanoparticles is that we can come up with better diagnostics, so we can have better injectables, better drug delivery devices, and we can also have better composite materials, better building blocks, things that just make human life, just enhance human life through better structures, longer lasting structures and things like that.
I'm Michael Senko. I'm a master's student doing a dual master's degree in information science, human-computer interaction, and architecture science, with the end goal being a user experience or interaction designer. And I did the talk tonight on 3D printing and how it connects between the engineering and the artistic realms. As complicated as 3D printing is, it's not too hard to get into, and thus if you're an engineer and you want to prototype an object, you can make one. And if you're an artist and you have this interesting concept that you want to make, you can start making 3D models and putting them out. And it's really just one of the many ways you can make objects, but it's a way that is very connected to, I guess, the technologically geeky realm, because there's motors involved, there's programming involved, and rather than being something that's more hands-on and crafting, it's a little bit more of a techno-savvy design realm. So it's fun for people who are in the nerdy area. The coolest thing I think I've seen 3D printed, and I'm actually hoping to start to make something like this, was a fully, it was a lampshade. All it was a lampshade, but it was one solid object that then folded out into multiple units. It was just kind of like, it was a mechanical part that was 3D printed as a whole. And that's really where I think a lot of the future of 3D printing is, the idea that you can print really complex, movable, multi-material parts in one go. You're not crafting things, you're not making different runs. And it's something that can be, it starts to approach the realms of interesting like ecological, sustainable concepts, cutting down on shipping and manufacturing costs. It's kind of like the future of manufacturing in a local scale.
Yeah, my name is David Giard. I live here in the area and I work for Sogeti. I'm a consultant, software consultant. Tonight I was here at Ann Arbor Nerd Night and I gave a presentation on data visualization, which is essentially the process of turning numerical data into pictures, charts and graphs and maps. Raw numerical data is really hard to look at and glean information out of, but when you present it as a picture, there's a potential for showing a lot of data and making it understandable very quickly to people. And there are a lot of principles about that that people don't really understand. I just kind of want to communicate that to people and get them thinking about what makes a good visualization. I started thinking about better ways to communicate a message with my data and through this visualization. And I think a lot of people are in that same boat. They're presenting data, they're visualizing it, but they're not thinking about it. They just go through the wizard and they're done. I want people to think about it a little bit.
The coolest part for me was seeing people from across the room who didn't know each other before interacting and saying, hey, that comment that you made, or like, I have this idea, and getting all that energy flowing, having people talking, having a good time was amazing.
You have all these nerdy people, geeky, nerdy, dorky people, and they do need that extra push to socialize and know who exists, who's like that.
Just so inspired by the fact that so many people were interested in coming out, responded to the event, and I'm just really excited for the next year and then some of Nerd Night and what kind of a presentation we're gonna get out of the upcoming events.
It was also interesting to see other people who I knew from the community and I didn't realize they were geeky. So it was fun to see that, oh, you guys are geeky too. I might be more interested in talking to you about stuff in the future.
I'm a big proponent of people getting out in the community and exchanging ideas with other people, meeting other people that are in same field or similar fields.
I don't have the same kind of passion about a particular topic as our presenters did today, but do I think that those kinds of things are interesting? Do I like being around people who are interested in the world around them? Absolutely, and to me that's what a nerd is.
I consider myself a nerd who used to be antisocial and has learned to be a little bit more, I can do talks in front of people, I'm fairly social, but I still really get into things in a very precise way.